Welcome back to the Only Marathon, benefiting the Trevor Project. We'd like to extend our thanks to Chill Hop Music for being the provider of much of the music you hear on stream between runs. If you want to check out their music label, follow the link via the Chill Hop command in chat. And now it is time for Chameleon Twist 2, the Any Percent run by quentin5l. Quentin, when you're ready, take it away.
All right, so thanks for having me. My name is quentin5l. On commentary, we have Quill and all the fish. Hello.
Yeah, I'll take over quite a bit of the commentary that way. Quentin can focus on their run. But let's just get into it, and then I can start explaining what this game's about as we get further and further into it. So, Quentin, you give us a countdown.
Also, before we start the run, we do have the character bid war. Is this the point where we'll be choosing it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I can confirm that is going to be Orange Fred at $20. So let's go for Orange Fred.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Fred's the best.
Okay, and I'm gonna be doing a countdown. So we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, so this is Chameleon Twist 2. We're going to skip the intro cutscene because who needs it? And the first thing you're going to see right here is a big old trick where we do a slingshot into a momentum carry, into a death warp, and we're over here now. But I'll explain all those things individually as we get closer to things that are easier to make sense of. So, first of all, the tongue is able to grapple onto walls in this game, which is a big mechanic, and we can use it to get big bursts of speed. And you saw that the death warp part is pretty self-explanatory. We're able to get into another loading zone, fall into the void, and then when we come back, we're further ahead than when we jumped off the cliff. And that is used pretty much everywhere in this game. A lot of the loading zones just appear in wonky places where they definitely should not be. But we might as well abuse them and take full advantage of it. These islands are a lot trickier than they look, and we can see that right here. The edges of them have a huge lip, and you can get stuck on them. And this is an alternate route. It loses half a second compared to at least this method of going up the islands. But this is a pretty good alternative. This is what I do as well. But yeah, the mechanic of slingshotting is not something that we're going to see right here, but that second part with the momentum carrying, right here you'll see the parasol come out, and also the tongue going in and out. Now the reason that you're seeing that is because if you just hold the parasol, you lose a lot of your forward speed. However, if your tongue is out, the game doesn't check to lower your speed. So if you chain your tongues perfectly, you're able to carry your momentum forward very far. And here's a slingshot. And that's an abuse of a lot of the mechanics that we've already talked about. All we're doing is carrying the momentum from the speed that you gain from grabbing onto a wall. And that is going to be the basis of what you see in this game. Now, for a holistic view here, this is a level called Skyland. Every level is something land, and there are 6 levels in this game. So, Skyland, being a pretty intro level, is not too difficult, and the way that we're approaching this level is very little RNG involved. We'll get into a little bit more about what the RNG does here in a second when we enter the boss. See, look at that death warp. You're suddenly somewhere that you just didn't even see yet. Alright. This is the boss. His legal name, his government name is Dance Mush. We found that on the Japanese Wikipedia page. So Dancing Mushroom here has his maracas, and looks like a grumpy old man. Oh, this is fantastic RNG. So, right at the beginning of the fight, Quentin picked up the star off to the side, and that gives you a random power-up, and sometimes a power down. And Quentin happened to get a ×3, which is the best thing you can get, and for this fight at least. Because it allows you to defeat the boss 3 times faster. Alright, this is Carnival Land. We're going to jump off the cliff twice, and suddenly we are much further ahead in the level. Crazy. I was talking to Quentin right before we went live here, and they said that this level is their favorite, and it's a pretty good favorite to have. I used to not be a huge fan of this level. It's very difficult to do in a speedrun, and it feels very slow if you're bad at it. But when you get good at it, it feels really nice to do. This part up here is one thing that does feel really nice if you do hit it, and it's very difficult, so we're hoping to see something good here. So Quentin's going to try to avoid waiting on these stairs by jumping up and down the side of the and we'll give it a second try here. It looks so good when you just nail that, and that was still pretty good. That still saves time. What happened there still saved time over doing that the intended way of climbing up each stair individually. I guess one thing I didn't mention, the tongue grapple, when you grapple onto a wall and you're up against the wall, you're able to jump off of that as well to gain some extra height. So that's something that we'll be seeing right here to get onto this Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel is a lot trickier than it looks. These cycles are pretty tight, and if you miss it, then you'll be resigned to take the next cycle. And Quentin actually taking a great backup there. I can't believe you're going for this off of the wall that low. So normally you just take the death warp and go up top, and then you have a lot of height for the skip. You don't need it, but it's nice to have. And immediately nails it. Lands right on the platform. Crazy good execution there. I can't believe that you nailed that well.
Wow.
So there's a few things in this game that are pretty cool that I really like, just as like an environment thing. These trains are one of them. I'm a big fan of the trains. I think that they're just really nice to look at as you run past them. It's really funny, this part right here, the game has showed you that purple platform equals boss, and then this is the only level that this happens, at least that I can think of. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the game just fakes you out. You're not entering the boss now. Instead, you're entering one of the coolest skips in the game, trapeze skip. That's okay. That happens. This skip is very difficult, especially doing it off the initial thing there. We'll reset the cycle here, and this time for sure. It looks so cool. You just slingshot off the trapeze that's moving and make it all the way over. You death warp all the way over to here. Such a good skip right there. And it skips such a boring and annoying part of the level too. So it's really nice to hit that one. Zooming in the camera here is going to reduce lag. So that's why you're getting Fred in the close-up. Oh, I guess I could mention that none of the chameleons have any differences gameplay-wise. Fred is just the best because he has sleepy eyes, which is great for the 7 a.m. stream. Everybody that's here in the US, they're pretty Fred sleepy eyes right now. So here is Mr. Burger, the best name of a boss in the game. That's his official name according to the Japanese Wikipedia page as well. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take little burgers and attack Mr. Burger with the little burgers. I've never seen such an American thing before. This is fantastic. I love this boss. But yeah, that was a really good fight. The RNG was not too bad there. Sometimes the burger can just, like, attack you constantly. And it's really annoying because the shots from him deflect your shots. Okay, Iceland. This skip at the very beginning is very cool. They're gonna jump off of the icicle and do a slingshot. Oh, so that's one of the hard parts about slingshots, is the timing is difficult to get the tongue out, and if you don't get it out immediately, as soon as possible, you will lose your momentum. And for this skip, you're gonna need your full momentum. So, this looks a lot better. So this skip skips the first half of this level. If I remember correctly, compared to going around vanilla, you see. Sorry, I just completely skipped my words there. Instead of going around vanilla, it saves about 90 seconds comparatively. But yeah, Iceland also has fantastic music. You'd love just listening to it. Oh, this is a cool skip too. You're normally supposed to attack these 5 definitely not Pokemon. Sorry, 4. I can count. But instead, you can jump on that ice wall and just go around. Now we have this little pick-up platform thing. Oh, and this Death Warp just sends you so much further away. Oh, this is a pretty cool part too. Those don't have bottom collision?
Nah.
Learn new things every day. So we're gonna enter hockey, and with just the right angle here, you can just yeet yourself immediately off the wall into the goal, and it looks really nice when you land that. If you don't land that, it feels bad. It is so hard to recover. Another fun fact, Quentin just PB'd in this game yesterday, and is now tied for 4th place with a 26:40, which is a great time. This game has quite a bit of RNG in some parts of it, and I'm not sure. Quentin, how was your RNG in your PB? Do you remember?
It was actually kind of crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure I got 2 speed ups in Toyland, and I think I didn't get a speed up in Edo, but it was just like
Gotcha.
almost a gold. So
yeah, we'll talk about those speed ups here in just a minute too, because we're near the end of this level. But yeah, this game very difficult and very. There's a lot of improv that you can do in this game because there's different sections of RNG, and the players that are more skilled definitely show the improvements in the times based on their skill level. The RNG gets subverted. Oh, by the way, we're fighting a Wheelris. That's not his official name. I think he's just called Walrus in the manual and stuff. But it's a walrus with a horn on wheels who crashes into walls and drops snowmen in random places. And Quentin did an excellent job. Yeah, the chat is talking about your actual Twitch username now being run in a week.
oh,
But if I say run, we're still talking about Quentin here. Anyways, that was a fantastic execution. All right, we're into GreatedoLane.
Really good fight.
This level is very Japanese themed, or like ancient Japan themed. This is quite, it's a fun level, and this is the stars that we're talking about. We saw a little bit of it at the beginning of the game when we fought the boss, but now we're gonna pick up the star, and hopefully it was a speed up, but it wasn't. We'll have another chance at one later on, depending on the strat that Quentin decides to go for. Now this skip is extremely difficult. Don't try this at home unless you want to. This is called boat skip, and hopefully Quentin said they're gonna go for this one time.
Looks good.
Nails it. That trick saves like 20 seconds, but it's extremely difficult, and if you fail it, you go all the way back to where you were, so it can lose quite a bit of time if you fail that. Which is why Quentin was only going to go for it one time. But congrats on nailing that. I'd like to point out that it's not humble brag or anything. I currently have third place in this game. Quentin is going to overtake me very soon. I was not going. I have a 26-26, and I do not go for that skip. Quentin's Land gold is, I believe, 20 seconds faster than mine.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was that much.
It's a crazy high amount. So yeah, here, this skip, this can be quite annoying. This warp, it's inconsistent for me, but everybody else seems to nail it. And here's another chance at the speed up. Invincibility, unfortunate. I think we saw Big Head back when we were fighting the Dharma guy. Yeah, that's not like a power down, but I guess we can take a second to talk about that while you jump across some X and O platforms. The power-ups or power-downs can give you, I think it's 8 different things. You can either get, first of all, the power-downs are short tongue, which is really annoying. Make your tongue shorter. It's like a fourth of the length. And then there is slow down, which obviously you don't want to speed run. The other side of that, there is speed up, which is fantastic. Then there's ×2 and ×3, which will multiply the amount of enemies that you get. Invincibility, which self-describing there. Big Head, which makes anything that you eat and spit back out becomes bigger and will go through other small enemies. I don't believe that it increases the damage at all, but they will go through.
I don't believe so either.
They will go through other small enemies if you are trying to shoot through. And then the last option is it's just nothing, which is fantastic to get. You love to see you went out of your way to get this power up that might be able to give you a speed up and save you 15 seconds, but instead you get nothing and have a good day.
Do you mind if I take some time to talk about the charity that we're raising money towards?
Yeah, that's a great time right now.
Absolutely, the perfect time then. So you guys are watching the Only Marathon, a speedrunning marathon in memory of the Only Kids, raising money for the Trevor Project. They are the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ young people. Excuse me for that little mess up there. They also provide education to build up allies for the LGBTQ community. They educate adults who interact with youth on LGBTQ competent suicide prevention, risk detection, and response. So all of your money is going towards an amazing cause. We are currently at $515 raised right now. That is absolutely incredible in such a short amount of time. And just to make a quick incentive update, we have opened up the Mario Kart Wii character choice. The choices are between Luigi, Yoshi, Waluigi, and Daisy. So whichever character you want to see, make sure you put your money towards, and I'm looking forward to seeing your decision.
Oh, thank you. So we are into Frog Boss here, which is, I like his little outfit that he wears. But more importantly, what Quentin will be doing is jumping off into the water to reset the cycle. Because if this guy goes through his full cycle, he will end up in the middle and try to attack you with his tongue. And as far as I'm aware, you can't really hit him there. It might be a little possible, but it's very difficult. But overall, that was a pretty good fight there. We got squished once, but that's about it. So GreatedoLand's down. Next up, we'll be going into Toyland. And Toyland, quite the fun stage. I think Iceland or the last level are probably my favorite, but this one is definitely up there as a competitor for a favorite. This is a really cool skip. You just jump off and you come back up, but that's okay. We'll try it again. The remastered. Alright. So, Quentin actually does this skip differently than a lot of other runners. It looks like it loaded in the correct way that time. Oh, that was weird.
Really?
It didn't even spawn you over there after it loaded that in. Alright.
Do you lot have time for a quick donation that just came in?
Yeah, actually, that's a good time.
We will have $100 coming in from Tifus that says, "Hi guys, I'm sending well wishes to all family and friends of kids. Absolutely great cause and event. Good luck to all involved." And believe it or not, we just opened up the Mario Kart character choice. That went immediately to Luigi, sitting now at $100. So Luigi's got a very vast lead ahead of the character choices. Thank you so much, Tifus, for the $100.
You might even say Mama Luigi, #1.
I love that.
Alright, so this part of the level is where we're going to see some RNG come into play. For the next probably about 2 minutes. There are 4 stars that we can get speed ups from. Alright, there we go. Nothing. I love that.
Great.
It's definitely better than slowdown, but it still feels bad. You went out of your way. The game was like, you don't even get a consolation prize. So many attempts at getting good RNG, but just nothing panning out there.
These last few games have been quite ruthless, sometimes, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, that was a cool little thing with that spring there. If you stick out your tongue before landing on it, and then stick out your tongue afterwards, you just get this absurd amount of momentum for no reason. Have no idea why it happens, but it does. Alright, this is the last chance for a speed up here. And we get slow down! Wow. Fantastic game. Thank you for playing. But that's okay, we can do this skip here. This is faster anyways. So that will eliminate the presence of the slowdown. If you're in the air and like grappling onto a wall, the speed up or slow down just does not have effect. So it's good that you can that's one way to remove the bad things that happen if you have the short tongue or the slowdown. You just take a death warp somewhere as soon as possible, and it will remove the rest of the time of that power. It's a pretty difficult skip here. It doesn't look like it when you're doing it, but if you try to do this at home, a lot of times you'll clip into a different death plane, and that will cause you to go back a little bit compared to where Quentin did that. So good stuff on that one. It's much more difficult than it looks. And here we go. Instead of a purple platform, this time we're on an airplane. Here comes the airplane. Alright. And now we're fighting a giant toy robot. We love giant toy robots. I certainly at least love giant toy robots. I had a few as a kid.
Autobots roll out? Question mark?
Yes, I did have some Transformers as a kid.
Awesome.
Oh, fantastic robot RNG. And by that I mean it's the absolute worst. So this guy can either... Jeez, he's just going! And he's ending up on the other side. Oh, this is rough. I'm sorry. So yeah, he has 3 different attacks. He spins around, he shoots out little robo dudes, and he shoots out cannonballs. We've seen all 3. He can do those in any order, but he can start with any of them, but he always goes in the same order. So, what happened there was the spin, which has varying lengths, was a very long length, and then ended up being on the opposite side of where Quentin was. So, they were not able to immediately grab the robots, so then there was a lot of lost shots there, and then because you didn't shoot as much, he didn't shoot out as much ammo or cannonballs. It's like this time you'll see 2 cannonballs come out here. Oh, 3! That was surprising, I thought only 2 there.
So what you're saying is that this game cheats a little bit?
It does! It's really annoying. You get 5 levels in, you get to the boss of the 5th level, and then suddenly this guy can just make you lose 15 seconds for no reason.
Do you mind if I read out a quick donation?
Great time. We just finished the level.
Lovely, GG, by the way. We do have a $5 donation from Lexi Vixen. That has no comment, but thank you so much for the donation. That also goes towards Make Argic wear a Sonic costume. And also, it's put towards Daisy, so Daisy now sits at $5 in the Mario Kart Wii character choice.
So,
Also, I just want to make a quick call out in the chat. Zanon wrote, "Oh look, it's Bootlegamus Prime."
That is fantastic. So at the end of that level, there was a little graphical glitch, and I was really worried the game was going to crash.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Skip half the level by jumping off this cliff and just tonguing. Try that one at home. That one's real easy. You have to go off the right angle, but other than that, it's not like a difficult execution. It's just difficult positioning. So yeah, there's half the level. Now we're going to skip the other half when we get inside here. Hello, rabbit. Yeah, so right in here, so that's the outside pyramid skip. Now, this one is really cool. This is like the only place in the game that this mechanic is used, and I think it's a glitch. But if you grab onto a vertical spinning pole and then hit another one and let go at the same time, it just gives you an absurd amount of height. And then we can use that and we can slingshot it off the back of this wall and then end up halfway through the inside of the pyramid. And that was very good. Even with that death warp, that's like still a very valid way to do that strategy. And the ×2 here, that's pretty good, yeah.
Good RNG.
As long as you can get up to the next platform in time. The ×2 or ×3 is a good thing here. Speed up is actually bad because it makes that jump not really feasible. But yeah, this ×2, as you can see, coming in clutch to kill those 2 treasure chests, which is great that are gone. And we're entering the final boss, so about a 45-second to a minute left for the time people here. This boss gives some RNG tough to him. He will spawn in one of 3 locations, either in front of you to the left or to the right. And then he has 3 different attacks: red fire, blue fire, and yellow fire. Some people argue that it's purple fire, but I like to say it's blue because red, blue, yellow just reminds me of Pokemon. So anyways, this blue fire here, we're getting a good pattern on it. So the blue fire has 2 different patterns. There's either randoms or there's following. I really want the following because it's much, much easier to grab. So this fight is going pretty well so far. We're almost done with it. And of course he spawns at the other end of the arena. Don't like to see that, but it is what it is. Taking intentional damage there, and time. So that's Chameleon Twist 2. Very fun game. Very welcoming community if anybody is interested in running this game. So we have a Discord, and you can find that via the speedrun.com page. And Quentin, you want to give some thoughts about your run?
Overall, it was fine. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but you know, it was a pretty good run.
I thought it was fantastic. You got so many of the good hard skips first try that I was like, man, wish I could do that.
And that backup in Carnival Land
that was
pretty
really
decent.
cool.
Awesome, guys. Did you want to plug where people can find you, either on Twitch or Twitter or any other social medias?
Yeah, so on Twitch, I stream under the name of Run in a Week. I generally am doing a different speed game each week.
Chameleon Twist really grabbed you, though.
And yeah, I've kind of gotten obsessed with Chameleon Twist 1 and 2. So.
And then for me, you can follow me at quentin5l on Twitch. See that on the screen. And then quentin5l on Twitter. There's no all because there's a 16 character limit, and I have 17 characters in my name, and I've come to be very upset about that.
Lovely
Thank
stuff.
you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for the run. It was an amazing. Like, I've never seen this game before, and it looks really interesting actually. Like for a speed run. So if you guys are wanting to pick this up, as mentioned, there is a Discord which you can find on the sr.c page, and then maybe we'll see some new runners. But coming up next is going to be Worms Armageddon, the all missions any percent run by Ruffled Bricks. So stick around. We're going to be going to an intermission, and we'll see you all very soon.